and I'm hella young. They call me Zombie Ray.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our predictions for the Charlo pay-per-view event. And we're predicting the main events, I should say, with Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Revienchenko and Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. So I'm starting off with Ned, the cameraman. Give us your prediction for those two fights. Who do you have? Sergey Revienchenko versus Jamal Charlo. Who's going to win that fight?
He's fighting? I didn't even know he was fighting, bro. I ain't see no promo, no ads, nothing.
I'm with you. I ain't know that.
They fight. Whoever wins, they gonna be mad. They're gonna be upset. But to be serious right now, it's a tough fight for Charlo. I expect him up in this competition and going up against Sergey Revienchenko. I shout out to Sergey Revienchenko going up and wait to fight him. He's no slouch, but I think Charlo pull out the win in this fight. It'll be a tough fight, but I think he'll pull it out. I think he'll pull it out.
So you have Jamal Charlo over Sergey Revienchenko.
Yeah.
Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. Who do you have?
Nah, this is a tough fight, man. And Rosario, I think he's gonna come to surprise people, and this is where the cornball gets surprised or gets beaten again, and he gets So I'll go with Rosario on this one. It's not gonna be the Charlos pull it out this time. It's a tough fight for both of them.
All right, Ned got Jamal Charlo and Jason Rosario. G.
Yo, it sounds crazy. I agree 1,000 with Ned. You know what I'm saying? I think Rosario gonna win, and like the Rev is good, but I think the Charlo gonna pull it off. So yeah, I got Rosario with a W, and I got the other Charlo with a W.
You said you just picked both Charles with a W.
No,
I'm saying, yo, I be mixing up their names all the time.
No, you said I got Charlo with a W.
With a W. Charlo with a W.
Rosario gonna win, and then the one that's fighting the Rev, he gonna win. That's what I'm saying.
So you picking both of them to win?
No, I'm picking Rosario. And then
I thought you said Charlo with a W and then Charlo with a W. Okay. So
I misspoke. My bad.
Right, so you got Rosario beating Jamel, and you got Jamel beating Sergey Revienchenko. That leaves the Dollar Man, Trill Dollar Bill, the commish. Who do you have? Jamal Charlo or Sergey Revienchenko?
I'm going with Jamal Charlo on this. He's much more bigger than the Revienchenko. And I think that his size is going to play a part in this fight. And styles makes fight. And I just think that the Revienchenko had the perfect style for a guy like Triple G, who's straight up and down with no special effects. But this Charlo's a little different. He has more technique and a little bit more skill in his size. So I'm definitely going with Jamal on this one.
All right. And Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. Who do you have?
Rosario's a tough guy, and he's a strong guy, and he comes forward. And I think he's a good fighter, but I just think that Jamel has more tools in the toolbox. I just don't want everybody to lose sight of the fact that J-Rock just fought a terrible fight that night. He fought the wrong fight. J-Rock went in there thinking that he was a puncher. J-Rock is not a puncher. He's not a banger. He's a boxer. And you've seen what happens with a guy who's a puncher, you know what I'm saying, was going up against a guy. He was getting hit with some stuff. He was getting hit with some stuff in that fight. Until J-Rock thought he could take him out. It was a little too soon to think so. And that's when Rosario was able to get him out of there. Jamel is different. Is on a different level. I think he has more skills. And he knows what to do. And he can bang himself. But I think he has a better boxing IQ than Rosario. I also think that J-Rock had a better boxing IQ than Rosario. He just didn't use it. He just fought the wrong fight that time. Somebody told J-Rock. I guess J-Rock was trying to make a good impression. Yeah. He was trying to make a good impression after just winning these belts. So he was like, people was in him to be a star. And
it was in Philly, too.
Yeah, it was in Philly. He let the
Trying
crowd
to show out.
yeah, he was trying to show out, and he got showed out, And I just think that Jamel got this one. He just got more tools in the toolbox.
But he ain't running back though. So that just told me like Rosario probably the real deal. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think the reason why he didn't run it back, I think the punishment that was staying in that fight. J-Rock took a lot of punishment. Even when he fought to Charlo, and Charlo, he didn't take punishment like that. He was really beat up in that fight, Rosario. So I think I'm not mad at him for taking that break and not running it back.
Yeah. So Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Revienchenko. It's a great fight. I believe Sergey Revienchenko beat Triple G. But as Trill pointed out, this is a different animal. This is Jamal Charlo, who's bigger. He's more athletic than Triple G, and he's definitely faster. I feel like he's going to utilize more movement. I think he's going to be a bad matchup for Sergey Revienchenko. Now, don't get it twisted. Revienchenko's not coming in to lay down, and Revienchenko's a live dog in this fight. Revienchenko's also like 33 years old, I think. So he's up there in age himself. And the Charlo's younger, and he's had more professional fights, and he's been in the bigger fights. But I will say this: this fight is a great fight. It's a close fight. I have Charlo 60-40 winning against Revienchenko, but I wouldn't be surprised if Revienchenko pulled off an upset. But I just believe that Charlo, youth, skill, athleticism, I think is going to be too much for Sergey Revienchenko. So I think Jamal Charlo is going to pull it off. Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario is a hell of a fight. I can't wait to see that fight. That's going to be some fireworks because the kid Jason Rosario has power. He has decent size. He's good athleticism, good speed. And Jamel Charlo has all those things as well. And I think you have a win over J-Rock Williams, which is a very good win. And Jamal Charlo has wins over Jamel Charlo has wins over Erickson Lubin, and he just beat Tony Harrison, who's very slick boxer. So these are guys who they've shown they're good enough to beat some of the best. And so you have to give them credit for that. Jamel has fallen into a trap. He wants to knock everybody out. He used to be a very good boxer, slick boxer, and I think everyone used to talk about how his brother had all the power. So then he wants to knock people out, and he left Rodney Shields and got with Derek James, and then he started knocking people out, and then it's like we were just discussing this off air. Like the Charlos have a weird dynamic as brothers when they talk about each other and the way they do it. Just be the best you, Jamel. And like fight your fight. It doesn't matter if your brother knocks people out, if he has the power, if you're the skilled boxer. It's you. Just be yourself. Don't go in there. And I think a lot of that happened the last time they were on a card together. Jamel tried to steal a show. He wanted to be the fight of the night, and then he ended up losing or making the fight closer than it needed to be because he wasn't fighting his style. If Jamel Charlo goes in there and tries to be the fight of the night again and tries to slug it out with Jason Rosario, he's playing right into Jason Rosario's hand, and he's going to leave there on his back. If he fights intelligent, boxes, uses his IQ, uses his skill, and waits for the right moment to pounce, he'll be victorious. I think he's learned his lesson from the last fight, and I think he's going to do just that. So I'm picking Jamal Charlo to win. So I got the Charlos pulling off their first pay-per-view card successfully.
Please let us know how you feel about this. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the MFBB, Boxing Bros.
Catch me Creeping down the dark street. This is where me and the zombies meet. Guarantee we all gonna eat. It's Zombie Ray again with HD. I'm a zombie in the night, you better run from me. Zombie Ray in the house, you better run, homie. Brought a mask and some gloves with some thugs with me. I came to do damage, you wanna purge with me. Super Saiyan zombie, I be